you don't have to pay a ton of money to.
I agree. I think it's all what you said. And it's also about learning to manage people and learning to trust people to do what you want. Like, hell, I have the tough time at home trusting people to do what I want. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not trying to hate on anything. Like, your wife, your spouse, your brother, you know they'll do it for you. But will it be to the T you want? If you're kind of anal, right?
Right.
And so you gotta let go and really kind of check in and guide. And it's kind of like just raising the kids. It was painful. I wanted my kids to be able to clean the kitchen. So I started them playing around 8 or 9. But when they hit 10 and 11, I really pushed for them to clean the kitchen. And oh my gosh, it was the worst experience ever. Like, because every time, no, wipe the floor. You're not done. Redo this. Wash the dishes. And every time, every day, I had to sit with them and watch and coach every day for weeks and weeks and weeks. And finally, I'm like, clean the kitchen. And then I just come back and check in. And then I come back, check in. And they progress. And it's the same thing with kind of managing people. You kind of check in weekly and then progress. But you still got to check in weekly.
My 2 oldest kids I have one that's 20, one that's 17. Now they're in that age where it's rebellious, right? So it's like, clean the kitchen. I'll do it later. Then it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. They got school in the morning. My 17-year-old particularly. Mm-hmm. And like, I was like, all right, you just gotta unload the dishwasher. That's your thing, It's like an hour later, she's still up. She's got like 3 things in the dishwasher. She's on her phone,
Yeah. Oh, the phone
looking at
is
TikTok,
terrible.
whatever, and it's they don't listen to me. I think that's what it is. They just don't care what I say anymore, But I got 4 kids, so my youngest 2 still, listen to what I say.
There you go. Well, hey, Kevin, man, we got to move on, brother. I thank you so much for joining. Everybody give a round of applause for my man, Kevin McGraw. There are 5 ways to raise the money for apartment buildings. The first way you can do it is save money. All right, you can spend a year saving money. Yeah, I mean, it could take some time. Yep. I remember a lot of people was like, man, I don't have no money. I don't have no money. Well, you can save some money every month. And, maybe save 7 to 10 grand. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of tough if you don't save 10 grand, in a year, because, man, 10 grand don't buy too much now.
Yeah.
Start with small deals, which is cool. I still do some small deals, and what some people consider, I'll do a 2-family or 4-family, but it's got to be a deal. If I can make like 50 grand plus, or I can flip it for 30 or 40, I'm doing it. Like, I don't care. Yes, I'm still doing hotels. Yes, I'm doing large multiple, but I'm not going to turn that money. Well, I will turn some money down.
Sometimes.
Let's just say I don't turn nothing down but my collar. All right. Learn owner financing. Then there's private investors, and then partner with experienced investors. Now, that's the key, leveraging other people's experience. Hey, you move that one thing out of the screen so I can see. Just scoot it. Yeah, there you go. Save the money. All right, look, you got that piggy bank, that nice pink piggy bank, right? All right. What you do is you put your nickels and pennies in there. Okay. You do that. All right. That's not going to get you anywhere. All right. This is good if you get good money on a job or a business. So, man, if you're a guy that makes 6 figures, that's good. Now, even you people,
7 figures, probably.
7, yes, 6, 7, whatever. That's real easy to save money. For those who are making, on that 40 to 70, it's kind of tough. Mm-hmm. All right.
Yep.
But you can do it. Mm-hmm. There's some sacrifice. For example, for a 20-unit building, on average, the purchase price is about $1 million. So you need about 25% down. So additional money you would need was at least 300 grand to do that money.
Yeah, total.
Do that deal, right? So saving 5 grand a year probably maybe not going to get it. So the pros and cons of saving money is you get all the profit and you don't have to share with others. Right? Having your own deal all to yourself, man, don't get me wrong, that's gravy. But one of the things is doing your own deal, you got a lot of work that you got to do yourself. And then also it'll take a long time to save 300 grand.
Yeah, and by the time you save the money, the property value doubled. So
Like, don't. Hey, what is that? Don't. Shoot. Yeah, so solution, have cash producing business like wholesaling or flipping houses to generate a lot of cash. Like my man McGraw, what he was doing was flipping houses. And, you know, you heard him talk about earlier where he was just making $5 to $7 grand. You know, I mean, back then, like, early 2000, mid 2000, making $5 to $7 grand per deal. And what was that? You do 3 or 4 a month? 20. No, he was doing 20.
20 deals a month.
100 grand. So, I mean, $5 grand minimum. That's, you know, 100 grand.
Nice.
Right? So, hey, man. So, but look, man, one way you can do it, instead of trying to save up for $300,000, start with a smaller deal. 2 4 units, or house hack a 2 or 4 unit. One of our students,
Stefan.
oh man,
Yeah.
Stefan and Daniel Newen, my partner Daniel out of San Fran, they killed it with house hacking. I don't even know what to say, man. Like, I did it. My first deal was a house hack before they coined the phrase house hack, and I still, like, don't get me wrong, I was living mortgage free, but I still had the utility bills, which was still great. I mean, the utility bill was only like $150, $200 compared to paying $600-$700 in rent.
Right.
So I was still, you know, but anyway, I had tenants and everything. But these guys, like Stefan did it. He bought a 4-family,
unit, yeah.
2 1s, 2 2s. He lived in the 2-bedroom. Mm-hmm. His 3 units not only paid the mortgage, it paid the utilities, and gave him about a $50 or $100 net cash flow. He had an extra $50 or more.
Per unit.
Total. Like,
Total?
after he paid all his bills, he still got $50 to $100 extra.
Okay.
That's killing the game. That's living rent free, creating equity, paying your mortgage down. Daniel Newen, he bought a house in San Francisco, which is expensive, you know, in comparison to Midwest. I mean, his mortgage was what, $2,500, $3,500 at least. He was renting each room for $800, $900 to $1,000, something like that.
Yeah, that's how you house hack. You can house hack a house.
Man,
Right.
gotta love the game.
You can have roommates.
There you go. And so, but when you buy a 2 to 4 unit, man, if you do it as an owner occupied, you can mess around and only have to bring 3.5%, 3.5% for your first time owner. And man, you can have no house payment. See you, brother. And all the house payment you can save. Then here's the other thing. Once you get in that 2-4 family, you ain't got no mortgage payment. So now that rent you would normally pay, which is now around $900 or $1,000, you could be putting $1,000 away every month, in addition to the money you were already saving. So let's say you were saving $500 a month, right? So now the 500 equals 6,000 plus the 12,000 you save. You put around 18 grand in 1 year.
Right.
As the old school folks, Medea, you cooking with hot grease, baby. Get the chicken, baby. Put it in the hot grease, because we cooking now.
Right.
And all the house payments you can save for your next deal, buy bigger and bigger deals with the equity you accumulate from the small deals. All right, you get that? And Ivan, I'm gonna come talk to you, brother. Yes, we do have an intro course, but we're gonna start off with that. I'll get back to you on there. Pros and cons of starting with small deals. Well, the pros is, again, if you saved all the money, you get all the profit, and you don't have to share with anybody. If you playing in your own sandbox, mine. That's all yours. The con is, it could take a long time again. And you have to deal with tenants, toilets, and trash. You know, you'll become a landlord. The solution to get out of the con is the BRRRR, BRRRR, to generate massive equity and get professional property management to handle your tenants. But you kind of got to build. I mean, you can get a property manager for a single family.
Right.
A little challenging, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's wrong with this house here? All right, learn owner financing. Now, this house is very symbolic of why you get owner financing.
Right.
All right. I'm going to read this first because I always go off script a lot. So let me read this first, then I'll comment. Okay. Learn owner finance. What is buying owner finance? Buying without going to the bank, because the owner becomes the bank. Why it can help? You can buy an apartment building with little to no money down. Good for distressed properties with distressed sellers. So see this house right here? This looks like somebody never got to it, never had time. They might have inherited. And what happens is, for a typical buy, a bank may not lend you money on this. Like most banks, a standard bank, I'm not talking about hard money. I'm just saying a regular, if you go to
US Bank, PNC Bank.
Yeah, PNC Bank, Chase, not GE, but Fifth Third. Like if you went to purchase it as a regular traditional home, they're not gonna lend it to you because like, well, the roof is bad, it don't have no furnace, ain't got no boiler. I'm not lending you no money.
Yep.
So, in order to do that, or in order to get loan, the interest rates are gonna be higher because it's gonna be hard money.
Right.
You're gonna have to get some kind of bridge, which is another term of hard money, and so. That's where you can negotiate. Like, look, man, I can't get no finance for this, but I will take this off your hand for a small down payment if you finance it at standard rates. And look, if they don't go for the standard rates, you can say, all right, I'll pay you 2 points more than the average rate. And today's rate, I know you see 2.75, but really the rate's around 3.5 to 4%. You'll be like, man, I'll pay you 2 points more, which is 6%. That's still amazing interest rate.
Right.
And you fix the house up and you go from there.